recapping another busy week of prep sports. It's High School Sports Talk on ESPN Radio 94.1.
Back here on High School Sports Talk with Lynn Burke, filling in for the coach Ed Young. I am Matt Hatfield, and we have a special guest on the line. He is the head boys basketball coach at Kecoughtan High School, coming off a regional playoff appearance in that very tough, vaunted Class 5 field there, Lynn, and it's the 8th annual Howard White Hoops Basketball Classic coming in 2 weeks at Kecoughtan High School. Some girls and boys basketball action. We say good morning to Coach Willie Gause. Coach, how you doing out there?
Good morning, Matt. How are you doing? How you doing, man?
Doing well. We've got Lynn filling in for Ed, and you know how Ed always likes to give you grief whenever he sees you. Oh, Willie, you're too busy trying to find a 6'7" or a 6'9" or some kid that can play and bring onto your team. I think Ed's out there trying to find. You know, he's a slick guy. I think he's probably doing that, don't you?
Yeah, I saw Ed the other day putting in alarm systems for houses passing out Nansemond River. Nansemond River shirts. So I ain't mad at him though, man. Everybody's got to grind to,
See, he passes out all these shirts, Willie, and I didn't get anything from Coach. I mean, I've known him all these years, been one of his best friends. He doesn't give me a thing. I mean, what's up with that?
Listen, don't worry about it, Matt. You know I'm always going to take care of you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'll don some Kecoughtan any day. All right, here we go. We got the before we get to your team, Willie, tell us about the Howard White Classic. This is the 8th year having it at the Cave there at Kecoughtan High School. Fill the folks in a little bit of the background of it and this prestigious event.
Yes, it's the, like you said before, it's the 8th annual Howard White Classic. It's a tournament that is held in honor of Mr. Howard White, who is now the vice president of Brand Jordan, who is one of our proud alumnus here at Kecoughtan High School. And so we just do it every year just to just pay homage to him and for his works and his success. And it also is one of the marquee events that we bring to the 757 area. We try to model it after the Virginia Preps Classic. So we match up 757, the Peninsula versus Southside. So this year we have a great slate of games. We have the Kecoughtan girls, the Hickory girls, bringing back a couple of our former assistants and head coaches, and Coach Bell, Kevin Bell from Phoebus, and Kevin Williams from Lafayette. And then we have some newcomers this year, bringing in Salem and WCA. Granby's coming with their highly talented team. And then I get to play my brother from another mother, Willie Gause, the Phil Jackson of high school. Him and his Norcom Greyhounds will play them in the marquee game. So great event. Hope everyone can come out and just celebrate a great man and great basketball.
Yeah, that Goolsby fellow's up to what? 6 state titles, 8 state titles? I've lost count at this point.
Yeah, I stopped counting too. I think he ran out of fingers, and so we just stopped counting.
Chatting here with Willie Gause, head boys basketball coach of Kecoughtan High School here on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1. Again, 5 games coming up on December 1st. That's 2 weeks from today on a Saturday to get your basketball fix in, beginning at noon with Kecoughtan Hickory girls, followed by Lafayette and Phoebus girls at 1:30. Salem and Jamestown boys, 3:30. You got Granby Williamsburg Christian 5. Kecoughtan Norcom boys at 6:30. Some excellent basketball action. What's the ticket price and admission situation there?
It's $10
Okay.
a ticket. So you come in at 12 and pay $10 and see all the games you want. It's $5 for students, and those that you can keep in your lap can come in for free, as long as they yell for Kecoughtan.
So, in other words, if I come in and sit in Matt's lap, I get in for free.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you can get in for free, and I'm going to take that picture. We're going to blow it up. Yeah, that is bonding at its highest level.
Well, and for Howard White's been your celebrity signing oftentimes at the event. Tell me, is he planning to be there? I know he lives. Is it Oregon he lives in right now, or?
Yes, Mr. White. Well, he usually comes in. He used to be here like that Wednesday. Mr. White is always a fixture, so he'll be here. We're looking, I think, Ricardo Radcliffe is supposed to come to be here. We have the mayor and things of that nature. So it's always a star-studded event. Mr. White is always here. And the one unique thing about Mr. White is he will come in and we used to have a JV game that we featured at 10 o'clock. He will come at 10 o'clock and watch the JV game and
Nice.
just stay all day long. So he's just that type of guy. If you don't know him, if you don't Google him and see his picture before you get here, you'll never know who he is, because he's walking around, he's sitting in the stands, he's talking to people, he's shaking hands. He's just a real humble guy. And that's, more the reason why we want to celebrate his success, especially being here from Kecoughtan High School. It just gives just inspiration to all of the young men that if they work hard, that they can reach their goals, not only on the floor, but also off of basketball, off of the court. Mr. White was a great player, but due to an injury, he couldn't continue his playing career. But then he found a way to be a billionaire outside of off the court.
You mentioned Ricardo Ratliff also. Is he still playing overseas?
Yes, he's overseas now. We've been so blessed. I was telling the young men yesterday, we have Ricardo Ratliff that's overseas. We have Macho De Jesus that's over in Puerto Rico. We have Brandon Tabb, Rodney Bullock, and we have Greg Alexander, who's all overseas playing professional basketball. That came right here from the K.
Yeah, between you and Ivan Thomas, the former head coach there, you were on his staff, and then you took over after coach at Kecoughtan, now at Providence. You guys have built a nice little run of college prospects and now professional players, it looks like, there at Kecoughtan High School. So that leads us into this. What's the 2018-19 version of the Warriors looking like?
Great bunch of young men. We're going to be fairly young. People say it's a rebuilding year. I don't look at it as a rebuilding year. I just look at it as the legacy continues. Got some young men that have been in our program since they were like seventh graders, been playing together on the AAU circuit, eighth graders, and now they're going to take the reins. So we'll have maybe three to four seniors, and then the rest are some young guns that are coming up. But we're going to have a couple surprises. Don't want to let too much out the bag soon, so I will give the political answer that we're just going to come out and try to be the best team that we can be.
Well, who are some of the players you're going to count on this year?
Everybody that puts a jersey on.
Oh, that's spreading the well. So is the Peninsula District going to be as competitive as it always is?
Listen, I tell people the PD is going to be like the ACC. We have some great players, man. Woodside has some great players. You got Alan Struthers over at Mitchville. Kecoughtan, we have some great players. Bethel has some good players. You know, right down the road, Coach James Daniels is always going to have some players. It's going to be some exciting basketball this year. A lot of the teams have a lot of youngsters, so it's not a lot of seniors that are going to be playing. So it's a lot of young talent that's going to be around for a couple of years. But it's going to be some great games. It's going to be very exciting. It's been very exciting at Matt, as you know, and Lynn, I think also you've seen how the fall league went, the very exciting games. So it's going to be an exciting time. I believe that the basketball fever is back on the peninsula. It was kind of down for a couple of years, but it's definitely going to be back this year.
See, I know why he's not giving out the names, because he knows Ed Young is listening as he's giving out those alarms he's selling in Suffolk. He wants to get that name of that freshman guard who's going to be dynamite for the Warriors this year, who could be the next big thing. So just whisper it into the microphone, Coach. Just whisper it in.
Come on, Matt. I don't know. I think I saw you were talking something about. I think it's DeJuan Campbell. I think that's his name.
Okay.
I think I read that or something like that. But he's a great young man. We have two returning starters with Monte Williams and Jeremiah Foster. We got some size this year with kid Amarion Wilson and Jason Harris and Edward Wilson. We got another returning senior. We call him Tay. Can't pronounce his real name, but we call him Teo.
Listen, that's all right. You can have nicknames just like the football coaches do. Like, when Mike Smith at Hampton and Hank Sawyer at Lake Shore, they do nicknames, so you can do nicknames too, just like they do.
Oh, yeah. They all got nicknames. Light Bright, Can't Get Right, Professor. I got a coach on the floor, and I got a kid that's in calculus. So he's the smartest guy, so we call him Professor. So just a great bunch of young men. They really bought in. It's amazing. We played over 50 games this summer. So the JV coach from last year was going to be the head varsity assistant coach, Dwayne Campbell. Put in a lot of work this summer, a lot of work in the gym, just working these guys out and getting them prepared. So through his efforts and through their love and passion of basketball, I believe this year the product that's going to come out of the Kecoughtan basketball factory is going to be very exciting.
Well, it should be excellent basketball, always with the rivalry games, too, especially in the city of Hampton with Kecoughtan, Phoebus, Hampton, Bethel, and the Newport News schools are certainly making some noise too with some young coaches over there with Woodside and Stephon Welsh and Nick Chambly at Denby and Menchville under Coach Struthers and his son Alan going to be a playmaker to watch for, and Heritage with the new coach and Lou Radford. So the PD definitely no shortage of talent there, even though there's a lot of youngsters there. And make sure you make your stop on December the 1st to the Howard White Classic. Again, a lot of games going on that day. 2 weeks from today, as you have 5 matchups, a couple of girls games with Kecoughtan, Hickory, and Lafayette Phoebus. Following that, it'll be the boys matchups with Salem, Jamestown, Granby, WCA, and Kecoughtan, Norcom to finish things off that night at 6:30 p.m. $10 admission for the Howard White Classic coming up. Coach, we appreciate the time. I'm sure we'll be in touch, and enjoy your Thanksgiving week.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for everything you do. I mean that wholeheartedly. You and Lynn as well, and Coach Young. You guys do a lot of things undercover and behind the scenes with covering and keeping us abreast. So we really, really appreciate it. And if you all are not busy, y'all come on by on December 1st, and we'll let you take a picture with Mr. White, and I'll sign it for you. And we could just sit back and have a good time.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Coach. We'll be in touch.
All right, man. Take care.
You got it. That's Coach Willie Gause with us here from the Kecoughtan Warriors basketball program on ESPN Radio 94.1, the 8th annual Howard White Hoops Classic coming up on Saturday, December the 1st.
Think of the Peninsula District with Nick Chambly, with Lou Radford, Stephon Welsh. You got a pretty good all-star team of former players as now coaches.
Yeah, I used to just, say no big deal when you'd say I covered that guy when he played. I covered those guys when they played, so I'm getting old now. I covered all of those guys when they played. Chambly at Hampton or Radford, Heritage, Welsh when he won back-to-back state titles at Woodside. I'm getting old, Lynn.
I just missed Howard White. I think he graduated in 69, and I came to the paper in 70. So I missed seeing him play. But I've seen a whole bunch of really outstanding Kecoughtan basketball players over the years.
Yeah, and he's a treasure from this area. One of the
really
almost sometimes forgotten about, but shouldn't be. If you call him 757 legends that we've had here, what he's done with Nike and even things outside of just basketball. He's just a tremendous man.
There's a guy that belongs at Halls of Fame.
Yes, for sure. I think he's going to get there. Maybe we can put you and him in the same class. That'd be awesome. I'd go to that. When we come back, we got more high school football talk coming your way, including Joe Jones of the Ocean Lakes Dolphins. Elliot Duty of Pocosin will join us too. Give us a call. We want to hear from you at 757-687-9494. I saw a couple of callers lighting it up there when we had Coach Gause on, but we got some time now for give us a call back at 757-687-9494 on ESPN Radio 94.1.